Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bolts and Boost. I got a care package today for the STi, and one of the things in that care package was a catch can. So I have lots of catch can videos on my channel already, and these cars specifically, especially in colder and then warmer climates, get a really bunged up system in here. So I usually buy a catch can and interject this right here. So this will feed the catch can, and then from the catch can will go into the intake port right there. And that lets me monitor how much oil is going through the system, how dirty the system is, and if the system is working properly. Because a lot of these cars, they're not working properly and you're gonna burn excessive oil, or you're gonna find out that your PCV system is all plugged up. So it doesn't hurt putting a catch can in, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I actually put one of these on my GRBs already, so we're gonna go ahead and unbox this guy. And I think the bracket goes right down there, and it's a 2-bolt system. And then yeah, you just hook up the hoses. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's open this guy up. Nice little Cusco sticker here. There you guys go. Sorry. It looks like this did lose its balance during shipment, but here is all of the attachments that you'll need. And then here's the hose. I'm not a huge fan of the clear hose, but it is what it is. Like I said, it makes it easy for you to monitor your system. So there's that. There's the bracket that I was talking about. So it's a 2-bolt system. I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy to get in there. And then here is the catch can. So I'll likely go in at the top, and then this one will recycle back into the intake here. And I believe that's all she wrote. So let's go ahead and install this guy. All right, I don't read Japanese writing. I wish I did. But so it looks like you put the bracket in first. Like I said, I did do this, but I do not remember the order of operations. So those are kind of the instructions. It just says take that hose off. And then up here, down here rather, it just says to use the existing vac line. And mine is hard as a rock, so not really sure what I'm gonna do there. I might use some other hose and make it work that way. And yeah, go from there. We're gonna see what I need to make this work. I know I got some extra hose and hopefully it matches. But again, I just wanna get this thing on. I'm pretty sure that this says to just vent this top one and put your PCV onto this, and I don't want to do that. I want to use the intake to suck like a factory system would. So yeah, let's just go give it a try. Okay, so I just set it down in there. See if I can turn my cam. There we go. Just goes underneath that line there. I'm gonna guess that's AC. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that top bolt in, and then worry about that one on the side after, and then put the canister in. So this is my contraption to put that bolt in. Let's see what we got going on here. If I can make this work somehow to stand on the radiator. It's probably not gonna work that well, Josh. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this without holding the camera in my hand, and we'll see how far we get. All right, so I'm in there, and this AC line will not let me put a ratchet socket on it. So I'm just using this 10 mil ratcheting wrench, and it's working great. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. All right, so she's in there, as you guys can see. One bolt up top, one on the side of the frame rail there. And I'm gonna go ahead and mount the canister and just measure out the hose amount that I need. Because if I'm recalling this as it's coming to me, and I'm pretty sure they just give you one length of hose just to strew across from here to there kind of once. But I do have other hose options. I think when I did this last time, I actually ordered the silicone kit and I actually got this piece and it was nice and flexible and easy to use, and I actually used this and it was easy, it was flexible, yada yada yada, but that's not the case right now. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I'll be back in a minute. All right, so after some humming and hawing, I took the fittings out and I sealed them up nice with some thread sealant, thinking that I was going to use it as a, you know, like a inline, basically. And I just decided not to right now, just because I don't have these hoses and this one just might crumble. They are rock hard, as they always are. And this one's splitting. So I'm just gonna order a hose kit tonight. And as sad as it is, I'm probably gonna sell this thing. It's just meant to be vented to atmosphere. Yeah, you can make it not, and you can make it inline like I want to, but there's better ways to do that. So I think I'm just gonna sell it the way it is in the box. Someone can run it how it's meant to be ran. And you can even see a picture of a different one here where it's being ran kind of the same way. I'm just gonna shut off my radio here before I get a copyright. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and sell this one. I'm gonna buy a proper one and do it right, because like I plan on keeping this thing. Like I said, everyone should have a rally car in their life, and I've had a lot of rally cars, and I've had times where I haven't had them, and I'm like, I get one, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? That's me, so I'm not getting rid of this thing. That being said, I'm gonna do things right in my from my perspective rather. And yeah, I'll give someone a good deal on this. So they're expensive too. They're like 250 bucks, give or take, shipped. So I'll put it up for like 180 bucks or something, but I got some nice rally armors. So I'll probably go ahead and throw these on. I don't remember if these are a pain in the butt to do or not, but I got the black with the silver lettering logo. And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and read the instructions and put them on. I'm not gonna really do a how-to or what I'm doing. I'm just gonna show you guys as I go. Just because there's probably lots of videos of those things on the interwebs already, and even probably one on my channel, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. All right, so the first one is done, finally. It took me a lot longer than I anticipated. I was just trying to be really careful, and I still ended up breaking both of the mounting for the clips in here, and I'm not impressed by that whatsoever. And I think I did it on my last one too. It's kind of unavoidable if the clips are just not having it, and it's just old and debris in there. So at least I was able to get one in there good, and I'll have to repair the other one at some point. But with everything in there, it's supported really well, and that's what it looks like there. And I got the vacuum out because, of course, there's a bunch of gravel behind there sitting on metal. So I vacuumed it all up, and then also applied my rust cure everywhere I could within reason, and especially all the hardware. So won't have to worry about those rusting in the short term. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop these clips back in and do the other side. So here you guys can actually see all that stuff hanging out in there, and it's all moist and gross. So that's what I vacuumed up in the other side. It actually wasn't this wet. So that's surprising, but I'm gonna go clean this stuff up while I'm in here. All right, just doing the other side here, and it's a good thing I have this right angle Phillips. They do not mention that in the instructions whatsoever, and they do not take the wheel off, so maybe they use the same thing, but they don't mention it in the instructions. Unless they do, and I'm just way too tired and glazed over, but I really don't think they do, because I did read it. This time I read instructions, everybody. I'm pretty proud of myself. Although, when you read instructions, you're supposed to mitigate wrecking stuff, us men. And I did everything I could in my power to not wreck anything, and I wrecked the freaking side skirt on the other side. Not happy, folks. This side was a breeze comparatively. It was way quicker, obviously, because I knew exactly what I was doing. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a proper ratchet for that other one. I don't know if you guys can still hear me because I have my mic, so this will be a good test for me anyway. Just grabbing the 11, and there we are. I didn't put away that screwdriver, did I? No, I didn't. So out of all of the mud flaps on this car, these are the hardest ones, the front ones, because you got to take all this stuff off. If I remember correctly, the rears are really simple comparatively, so that'll be nice. Also, these AMSOIL gloves are a joke, like an absolute joke. They say AMSOIL on the back and this just flakes off everywhere. So really, when are you going to use this where like it doesn't matter as I'm using it when it doesn't matter, I guess. But you know what I'm saying. Like, they're meant for oil changes, and I wouldn't trust this in an oil change. Maybe for the drain part. That's as far as I would go. So yeah, I'm gonna sell the catch can. Mud flaps are on. I do have to still attach the bottom clips. Again, those came off a little nicer than the other side, so hopefully they go on the same. I'm gonna have to order some side skirt clips for the other side because I broke one and I had to use a different clip. They have like an O-ring in them, I think, to prevent water intrusion. So I don't want to obviously not have the right washer. And some of you might be like, oh, you're just worrying too much. And well, I guess that's why my vehicles are nice and they stay nice. So there we go. There we have it. Nice. So I don't know if I'm gonna put the rears on yet. I'm gonna check the time. It's probably like 9:30 or something. And I don't recall if I have to take those off or not, those wheels. But anyway, the fronts are on. Both the fronts are on, so technically I could drive it and still not look that bad. But before I forget, I'm gonna go put those clips in. All right, I think I'm gonna pack her in for the night, but the back has 3 photos versus the front that have 9. So it will be a lot simpler. Again, they don't take the tire off, but to me, that mount right there looks like you'll have to take that tire off to properly mount it based off what I am seeing. It looks like it might be a screw. I'm just trying to see. This is all the hardware. So we got 3 screws per wheel, and we got 3 screw inserts. So yeah, it probably is a... So yeah, you probably will have to take that rear tire off. And again, the instructions, while I appreciate pictures, they're just not the best. I mean, whatever, I'll take the rears off, but it's just a pain to look at these instructions and say, oh, sweet, I don't have to take the rears off. But no, you do. You probably do anyway. But anyway, you guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. just want to keep you apprised. Again, this isn't a how-to. Some people take my videos as how-tos and get mad at me. When I'm doing a how-to, I will tell you I'm doing a how-to. I just want to keep you apprised on my cars sometimes, and that's exactly what this is. So please don't get angry at me. Yeah, there it is. There she is in all her glory. So I'm gonna put those things on tomorrow, and it's gonna be rocking some sweet rally armors. And not that catch can. But you guys have a wonderful weekend and holiday season ahead of you. If you like what you see, check out other videos on the channel and subscribe. All right, everybody, peace.